Good afternoon, students. This lecture is specially meant for BA Part 1, English Literature students. And today I shall be discussing the main theme which is present in William Shakespeare's sonnet, Shall I Compare Thee? Students, as discussed earlier, this lecture is in continuation to the earlier lecture which was being held on sonnet. So, as you already know, this is the 18th sonnet written by William Shakespeare. So, we will discuss the main theme which is present in this sonnet. First of all, I shall be reading out the 14 lines of this sonnet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? There is a mark of interrogation. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. So, he wants to compare his friend's beauty to a summer's day, but see, he is not very sure. So he puts up a question whether I should do it or not. But then he himself answers and he says, Thou means his friend. O my friend, you are more lovely and more temperate than a summer's day. Because he will describe you, he'll give you various metaphors, similes, and he will say, summer is too hot, summer is having rough winds, so summer breaks away all the beautiful buds of May. Okay, sometimes the sun shines very, there's scorching heat. Okay, everything withers. So he says, he discusses the various themes. He says actually he wants to immortalize his friend, and everything which is beautiful in nature will come to an end. So even if he compares his friend's beauty to a summer's day, so the beauty of summer, the beautiful flowers, the beauty, beautiful sun rays, everything is going to come to an end. So he tries to drop the idea of comparing his friend's beauty to a summer's day, or anything which is beautiful in nature is perishable. So then, then by the sestet, in octave, he gives in the first few beginning lines, 8 lines, he gives you the main idea, because his idea is that he would like to immortalize his friend. But how does he conclude? At the sestet, he comes to the conclusion that I can only immortalize my friend through the eternal lines which I have written, the verse, the literature. So here we see literature is even more powerful than time or anything that exists in nature. So that is what is his main theme. Okay, now, so I was reading out the lines. So just concentrate on these lines. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease, that lease is contract, has all too short a date. As you know, there is day, then there is night. Okay, so in the same way, as the summer season will come, then winter season will come. So everything is divided, everything is having an end. Okay, now, sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines. So here, too hot the eye of heaven is a metaphor which he uses for the sun. Okay, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. So the sun is also being personified, that the sun who is having beautiful golden complexion, even there are, sometimes there are clouds in the sky, so even his complexion, which is so beautiful, which is so golden, that will fade out. And every fair from fair. Now here, fair word, it symbolizes beauty. Everything which is beautiful in nature sometimes decline. That means it is perishable by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. Nature's course is untrimmed. Today child is born, he grows, and then there is old age is there, and then man has to die. So, but sometimes there are unfortunate accidents, so there is misfortune, there is mishappening, and people may die earlier than the nature's course. So that is what is meant by that every fair from fair sometimes declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. By chance stands for the accidents, but thy eternal summer. So thy, thou, it all stands for his patron, friend, young friend. Okay, so but your summer is always going to remain the same in my your eternal summer is always going to remain the same in my verse. Okay? By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed, but thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou erst, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. That means even you in my poetry is more powerful than time. Okay, so even more powerful than death, because physically the body may perish, but you are always going to exist. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Now generally students in exams, you get these questions like I've given you the notes here. How does William Shakespeare immortalize his friend's beauty in Sonnet 18, or discuss the theme of Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? So, time and again, I have told you the main theme here is how he immortalizes his friend's beauty. So, I'll just read out that for you. Sonnet number 18 of Shakespeare's sonnet series deals with the theme of immortalization of his friend's beauty. To Shakespeare, the beauty of his friend is better than summer for every aspect. To prove this statement, he gives reference to a few examples. Just now we read, I'll just read out. Friend's beauty is much more lovely and temperate. The sun gets too hot and sometimes get dim, being covered by the clouds. Rough winds of summer spoils the beauty of darling buds of May. Now, see in the second quatrain, Shakespeare tells us about the eternal truth that beauty of everything is ultimately subject to decay. That means it's going to perish. So he feels it is nearly impossible to immortalize his friend's beauty. But how does to what conclusion does he come? But he is able to immortalize his friend's beauty in the lines of his verse. His verse is eternal and not possible, and through his verse, his friend's beauty will be immortal and imperishable. He concludes, see these lines, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this give life to thee. That means the entire human race is going to read about his friend's beauty. Now, this particular poem, written, so many years back, okay, 16th century till today, 21st century, you are reading about his friend's beauty. The posterity is reading about his friend's beauty. So certainly he has very beautifully, kept his theme, and he has immortalized his friend's beauty. Thank you, students. So I end this lecture here. Thank you for your patience.